This man is walking like the sidewalk is fighting back. I'm genuinely impressed he found the right house, and now the real challenge begins. Can he unlock the door before those runaway beers make it to the street? Not the cans making a jailbreak. But ladies and gentlemen, he does it. What a comeback.
This terrifying video shows a creepy man driving a car, parking it in front of a homeowner's place before charging at the door and kicking it as hard as he could. Another man joins him in trying to break down the person's door, but amazingly, the door stays put. The two men eventually give up and go their merry way. But seeing how the man had a Lamborghini parked in his driveway makes you wonder, did these two men try to break in because they knew the man was rich? We'll never know.
I refuse to believe this man remembers there's a doorbell camera out there. Because if he does, then we're witnessing an elite level of not giving a damn. He walks onto the porch like he's inspecting his property, then proceeds to unleash enough gas to power a hot air balloon. No shame, no urgency, just a peaceful evening routine dedicated to terrorizing mosquitoes, neighborhood cats, and anyone unlucky enough to review the footage later. At this point, the camera isn't for security anymore. It's just documenting the daily adventures of a man who treats his front porch like a private wind tunnel. He checks the perimeter, conducts his nightly gas-powered mosquito control program. He drops one final goodbye fart while fading.
This clip was captured at 5 o'clock in the morning on October 2nd, 2022. In it, 3 men are shown standing in front of this house's front door. They're carrying weapons and wearing masks resembling the ones from the movie The Purge. One of them sees the doorbell camera and immediately puts his hand over it. For a good portion of the video, all you can see is his glove, but for a second he uncovers the camera, revealing all 3 men up close. They're seen leaning up against the wall and crouching low to the ground, clearly trying to stay on at the view of anyone inside. That's when the homeowner finally wakes up, telling the motion-detected notifications on his phone. He pulls up the amp, but all he sees is a glove covering the camera. Having not yet seen the earlier footage, he goes on the speaker and tries to identify who's on his front porch. The men did not respond, so the homeowner called the police. By the time the police arrived, though, the men were gone. Many believe they were trying to lure the homeowner into opening the door so they could rob him. But why then not try to convince him to come to the door when he came on the doorbell speaker? It's more likely they were trying to pick the lock while the camera was being covered. What they then plan to do when they go inside is anyone's best guess. In June of 2021, a woman posted a set of Ring camera videos to the internet. She explained how her mother had recently installed 2 Ring cameras around their house. On one of the first few nights of having the cameras, her phone would get spammed at the motion to tank in notifications. She reviewed them, and this is what she saw. Some man was walking around the outside of the house. That was something she picked up on almost right away, was how easily he was doing it. Like as if he already knew the exact layout of the outside of the house. She worried this wasn't his first time. He would walk around looking in different windows, which included hers. Seeing this, she called the cops and reported it. They later showed up, but by that time, the guy was gone. There wasn't much they could do. They just told her to keep her blinds, curtains, and windows closed at all times. She rightfully worried he might show up again, so she set up a trap of sorts outside her window. She strung a piece of rope between two trees, hoping the man wouldn't see it and would trip over it, making a lot of noise, alerting her of his presence. Disturbingly, exactly a week later at 2:00 a.m., she would hear someone trip over the rope. Immediately, she pulled down her phone and opened the live camera feed. Standing directly outside of her window, looking in, was the same man from before. After she saw this footage, she went up to her mother's room and told her about the man. The two of them went back to the window, opened the curtains, and started banging on the glass to scare the men off. They called the police, but once again, when they arrived, the man was gone. The woman and her mother ended up moving to a new house. They never heard anything more from the police, leading them to believe that he was never caught.
Into the darkness like Batman at the end of a movie. Absolute cinema. She completed the side quest, secured the package, and started walking away. But halfway home, her brain hit her with a pop-up notification. Are you sure you want to leave this item behind? She immediately turned around like she was considering undoing her last save. I've never seen someone's conscience and curiosity fight this hard in real time. Observe the neighborhood human in its natural habitat. Having secured the package, she briefly returns. Startled by the presence of an apex predator, the Ring camera, she retreats peacefully back into the wild. A hooded figure casually walks up to the porch, spots a fresh pair of sneakers, and suddenly starts acting like he's shopping at his own personal Foot Locker. She walks up to the porch acting like she belongs there, gives the camera a whole performance, strikes a pose, checks herself out for a second, and then suddenly switches into stealth mode. She crouches down, grabs the package, and takes off running like she just remembered she left the stove on. I still have absolutely no idea what she's trying to sell me, but I feel like anything that comes in a container the size of a kiddie pool deserves at least a few follow-up questions. I know we're Americans and we like things supersized, but this seems a little excessive. Bro treated this porch like the free section on Facebook Marketplace. The guy walks up, flips off the camera like he's beefing with the entire security system, casually lets himself inside, and leaves his friend outside holding an ice cream. Seconds later, gravity reminds her who's really in charge. The ice cream hits the ground, and just like that, she's having the worst night out of the two of them.
Yeah. Yeah. A dog attacked me. Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, come here. Come in.
I'm not saying this guy is crazy, but he definitely looks like he's having a full conversation with people only he can see. This guy walks up looking like he's conducting a very unofficial home inspection. He's checking things out, taking mental notes, and then suddenly he notices the doorbell camera. You can literally see the exact moment his entire business plan gets canceled. He immediately decides that whatever he was doing can wait for another day and casually walks away like he was just admiring the landscaping. You can tell she's absolutely tired of this camera being in her business 24/7. So she walks up, locks eyes with it, and gives it the most unhinged face imaginable, like, "Oh, you want to watch me? Fine. Enjoy this nightmare fuel."
Hello? Hello? Sorry about the barking. I can't do anything in the morning, mainly because I'm ready to have my number. What I follow this new group. It's, weight loss besties or something like that. And, hey! Hey! What do you do? Bubba, is that your car? Someone just got in the car. Can I call you back? Hey!
Not gonna smoke anymore. You're not smoking anymore. Girl, you're not smoking anymore.
Here we go. Okay, remember to ring the doorbell? Here, I'll